Hi guys, welcome back. I hope that y'all are all having an amazing day today. This is going to be a really fun video. I'm going to be seeing how many books I can read in 24 hours. I've done a few of these challenges on my channel before. I feel like I usually do them every like 6 months, so the time has come for another one. And I will not be reading for 24 straight hours. I feel like not a lot of people do it that way anymore, and I certainly will not because I love my sleep. Cannot do it. I cannot stay up that long. I'm still saying never say never. Like one day I may just like want to, I don't know, I'll drink like 10 Red Bulls, but today's not that day. So I have my iPad. I'm going to be starting the timer on here for 24 hours, and I'm going to be starting it when I'm reading, and if I need to take a break or if I need to sleep, I'll be stopping it. So it's still going to be like, we're going to see how many books I can read in a 24-hour time span, but we're going to be doing it that way. And I am going to be starting with The Wicked King by Holly Black. This is the second book in the Cruel Prince trilogy. I finished The Cruel Prince, I think last week, probably about a week ago. And there's a video up on my channel that I uploaded that's a spoiler-free reading vlog for that. So if you have not seen that already, you should go watch it. But I rated that book 4.5 stars. Guys, it was so good. It was so, I'm literally looking at it. Like, I love that book so much. So I need to start the second one because I need to know how the series progresses, and I just feel like I'm gonna devour this book really quickly. So we're gonna be starting with this. I'm gonna be starting the timer, and yeah, I really hope that you guys enjoy this video. Make sure to like by the end if you enjoyed it, and subscribe if you have not already. I love all of y'all, and I want us to all be besties. So I really hope that you guys enjoy the video, and let's just get right into it. I've been reading for a little bit over an hour. I have 22 hours and 49 minutes left, and I am on page 71, which is 21% of the way through. And it seems like this book is going to be more, I don't know, maybe like war based, like kind of like how Aka War is. I can't tell if I'm liking it more or less than the first book. I'm not that far in, so I feel like it's not really fair to tell, but it's still really good so far. I'm just so like shocked at how much I'm enjoying this series. I cannot get over how much I'm enjoying it, considering there has been like no romance so far. I saw something yesterday, I don't even remember where I saw it, but apparently there's not really any romance until the third book, which is really unfortunate. But I just love it. I don't think I've read any, I guess Harry Potter didn't have, you know, that much romance in it. That was more like action based, I guess, kind of. But yeah, it's so good. I'm on chapter 8. My physical copy of my book is in the package room, so I'm gonna go pick that up. And it's almost 5 o'clock right now, so I'm gonna keep reading. I still have a long ways to go for today. I'm honestly gonna try to get to like 18 hours by the end of the day, so I have what, like 5 more hours before I go to sleep. But yeah, that's where I am. I will talk to you guys probably once I get around 18 hours. So I'm on chapter 15, which is page 133. I honestly, my iPad's way over there and I don't want to go get it, but I'm pretty sure I'm right under 21 hours. So I've only been reading for a little over 3 hours, which is not the best, but I have had a busy day and I did not expect to have a busy day. So, but either way, I'm so excited. What has happened since I last talked to y'all? The mermaid people, the like queen of the underseas, she's starting to stir some stuff up. She's trying to cause some drama, and it's reminding me of Aka War. So I don't know if there's actually gonna be like a war in this book, but like there's definitely, the courts are starting to battle. And I also just love Carden, which I say Carden. I feel like some of the videos I've watched, they say like Cardane. Now that I'm thinking about it, I don't know. I say Carden, but I love him. And he hasn't even done anything. Literally, he has done nothing. He is problematic. He's sassy. He just like doesn't even, well, he kind of wants to be king, but nothing's happened between him and Jude. And he's also not even really like flirting with her. Like every now and then he'll like say something to where you're just kind of like, oh my God, like is something about to happen? Nothing happens. And so I don't know why I love him so much. I think just because I know that he ends up being, I don't know if he ends up being good or if he just ends up being with Jude. So happy I finally have the physical book. I'll probably be reading a majority, if not all of the rest of it in the physical copy. But yeah, that's where I'm at right now. I'm going to sit here, keep reading, and I'll talk to you in a little bit. I know there's some like weird sun lines on my face right now from the blinds, so I'll try to make this quick because it's probably annoying to look at. But I am on page 273, which is chapter 27, and how long have I been reading for? I think I'm at like 17. Okay, yeah. I have 17 hours, 33 minutes left, so I've been reading for like what, 6.5 hours, which honestly, this is going by really quickly for some reason. I feel like all my previous times that I've tried the 24 hours, it just like drags on because 24 hours is a lot more than I feel like people think. So what is going on in the book right now? If you don't want to hear like absolutely any spoilers about this, then I guess maybe like skip, maybe I'll put it down here on the screen, like skip to this time. But right now, Jude was taken like hostage by Queen Orlaw and Balekin down to the undersea. It was kind of funny because they were trying to like glamour her, is that the word? Yeah, like I guess glamour her and like make her do things, but they don't know obviously that like she can't be glamored, she can't be controlled, and so she was pretending. But they were like feeding her all these things about like what to do when she gets back on land, and she was like pretending the whole time. But it was honestly, that chapter was so interesting because she was trying to describe what like her room looked like and what the palace looked like. And so she said that she woke up and she was underwater and she could breathe, which obviously she shouldn't be able to because she's human, but she was able to breathe underwater, but it felt like she couldn't. And the way that she was describing her bedroom is like her bed was kelp and just like different things around the palace, and it was so interesting. I was like, this would be so good in like a TV show or a movie. And it honestly reminded me of SpongeBob. I don't know why. As soon as she said that she was laying on like a bed of kelp and it was like coral and stuff, I just was like SpongeBob or Nemo. I thought of Nemo too. My hair is going wild, but that's where I'm at right now. I'm gonna try to make it to 12 hours today. I really want to finish the book today. I don't have that much left. I definitely think I can finish it. So that's where I'm at right now. I have 17.5 hours left, and I'm gonna try to make it to 12 hours by the end of the day. So I will talk to you guys either when something crazy happens in the book or once I just get a little bit further along in the time. I don't really like wearing this shirt because it matches my hair and I don't like that, but I finished The Wicked King. I have, I think like 16.5 hours left. Yeah, I have 16 hours, 36 minutes left, which means that I read this book in like almost 7.5 hours, which I honestly feel like is a long time. I am by no means a fast reader. Like, I'm not claiming to be. I don't think I'm a fast reader at all, but I'm also not like the slowest, if that makes sense. Either way, I feel like 7.5 hours is pretty long for one book. This is like a pretty, not thick book, but I mean, it's like 350 pages. So either way, this book was so good. I think this is going to be another 4.5 stars. I feel like the series, it's so weird trying to rate books in series because sometimes like every book could be a 4, 4.5, but overall I would give it like a 5-star rating, like the whole series. So like, I don't know, but the first and second book were both so good, so close to being a 5-star. I would still consider the series to be 5 stars so far. The way that this ended was insane. The betrayal from Carden was insane. Like, I was like, why are you doing this? I really just like cannot do it. So yeah, I think this is gonna be 4.5 stars. I kind of want to start Normal People by Sally Rooney. I want to read the third book, but I want to switch it up, and I also don't have the physical copy, so I need to order that. So we may read Normal People by Sally Rooney. I'm looking at my TBR stack, but I'm gonna take a break, honestly, because I just sat on the couch for hours and hours and finished the rest of that book. So I'm gonna take a little break, eat, and I will talk to you guys once I figure out exactly what I'm gonna pick up next. It literally happened, guys. It happened right after I told y'all, and after I was bragging about myself being so good at keeping track of the time. And sorry, my dog is like moving around and it's causing the camera to go crazy, but I woke up this morning because I finally found a book that I wanted to read, and if I can unlock my iPad, I opened my iPad and my timer, I've already reset it, but it was at 3 hours. And I was like, yeah, that definitely went all night because I forgot to stop the timer after finishing The Wicked King yesterday. So I've already reset it. The good thing about it though is I went back and rewatched the last clip where I reviewed The Wicked King after finishing it. and I showed the iPad in that video, and I was literally at 16 hours 36 minutes, and like I could even go down to the millisecond. So I was able to restart it. I'm starting it at 16 hours 36 minutes, and yeah, I'm gonna read, if I can get this up too, I'm gonna start One Dark Window. I think this is considered dark fantasy, and I've heard some mixed reviews about this, but some lovely bestie YouTubers that I love, Katie Whitrick and Heather McLary, they both rated it like 4.5 to 5 stars on Goodreads and said it was so good. So I'm gonna read this. It is insane, guys, how much I'm like back in my fantasy mood. Not that I ever wasn't, but after I finished all of Sarah J Maas's books, literally the Sarah J Maas universe, in like 6 months, I just like kind of took a break from it. And then I read Divine Rivals a couple months ago, and then obviously the first books, which I think I said, but after that, the first fantasy book I really read was The Cruel Prince and The Wicked King. So I'm now back in my fantasy era. Like I don't want to read romance. I don't want to read thriller. I don't want to read anything else. I want some fantasy. So we're going to read One Dark Window. I think this is dark fantasy. I'm not for sure, but we're going to start it on the Kindle. It is 419 pages. I think I'm going to order the physical copy online. So don't mind how greasy my hair is. I'm about to go shower, but I'm going to start this, and hopefully I don't mess up the timer this time. I currently have literally like almost exactly 14 hours left, and I am 121 pages into One Dark Window, which is 28%. This is one of the most unique fantasy books I have literally ever read. So there's this girl, Elspeth, and which I also hate when fantasy names are like that because I hate reading it, but she lives in this town, and she has this book is literally like a retelling of Venom, the movies. So there's this girl, and she has this like monster in her head after getting this like fever. She got like infected when she was a kid, and some people who get it, it gives them like magic, but they're not supposed to have magic. So if the kingdom finds out you do, you get like killed or something, but no one knows she has it. And so it like talks to her in her head, but no one else can hear it. She can talk back to it. And she got it from, honestly, I'm honestly not sure, because I feel like she said she got it from touching one of the 12 Providence cards called the Nightmare card. But then I also thought she got it from a fever. So I'm not really sure, but there's 12 cards that all have like these different colors and powers in this kingdom. And there's just so much. But the enemies to lovers in this book is insane. It's so good, guys. So there's this guy named Raven Yu who is like a head of the Destriers. This book is so confusing. There is so much going on, but it is so good. And he tried to like kill Elspeth in the beginning of the book, but now they're like working together. I don't know how to explain it, but I'm obsessed with it, guys. It is so good. So I am gonna keep reading. I have 14 hours left, but I'll talk to you guys in a little bit to let you know an update on where I'm getting at in the book. My hair is soaking wet because I just got out of the shower, but I finished One Dark Window like an hour ago, and guys, it was so good. The ending was insane. I literally, when I read the last line, I was like, and then went to the next page and it said acknowledgements. I was like, there is no way that the book is over, but it was. So I finished it with a little under 8 hours. I have 7 hours, 54 minutes, and which I think is crazy because the first book that I read, which was what? The Wicked King, I finished that in about 8 hours. I finished this in about 8 hours. So we're probably going to finish the last book in about 8 hours, which I actually think I already know what I'm going to read. I think I'm going to read Normal People by Sally Rooney, which is a really short book. So I'll probably finish that before the timer is even up. But my review of One Dark Window, guys, I don't know if I'm going to rate it 4.5 stars or 5. The only reason I don't think it'll end up being a 5 stars is because of that phrase, his calloused hands. Like, we didn't need to hear about his calloused hands as many times as she phrased it. I mean, it was insane to me. Every time I read it, I was like, there is no way. I should have started counting, honestly, how many times she used that phrase, because it was just getting so annoying. Like, we know he has them. You don't need to keep saying it. And I, off the top of my head, I would probably guess she used that like 20 to 30 times in this book, and it was just too much. But that's not enough to like ruin the book at all. So I think it's gonna end up being a 4.5 stars. It was so good, guys. It was so good. There was really no spice in it, so I would recommend it to like anyone. There was one scene, but it wasn't like detailed, if you know what I mean. So I would recommend this book to anyone. The second book, which is Two Twisted Crowns, I think, is also on Kindle Unlimited. So after I read this next book for the challenge, I'm gonna start that, but I'm not gonna read that in this video. But yeah, the book was so good. The plot was so unique. I have never read a book like this before, where like they had to use these cards to like use their magic, because like people aren't born with magic. It's not like they have it in a lot of these fantasy books. Like, they have to use these cards, and just the relationships with everyone and how she wrote that. It was so good. So good. Loved it so much. So would highly recommend that. But yeah, I think I'm gonna start Normal People by Sally Rooney. I have the physical book over there, but I'm too lazy to get it right now. And I'm also gonna eat lunch real quick before I start it. So that's my review of that. And let's finish this dang challenge, because I think I can finish it today. I am 30 pages into this book, and guys, it is so bad. I am not enjoying this book at all for so many reasons. Number one, the one that takes the top, is that the author does not use quotation marks in this book. So you have to figure out when they're talking. It'll say like Marianne says or Lorraine says, but like, I have never read a book that has no quotation marks, and I looked it up to see if there's a reason why the author did that. And I don't know if it was official, but it said that she wanted to be more like intimate with the readers, which to me is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Like, I hate it. Also, sorry if you can hear the people above me. They literally do like jumping jacks all day, I swear to God. But yeah, this book I'm not vibing with. I do not like the characters. I do not like the writing style. It's written so weird to me. Like, I feel like sometimes it's written like poetically, like Shakespeare almost. And I'm like, what does that even mean? I am not liking this book, and I don't understand how some people that I admire have given this book like 4.5 stars. I don't get it. I will say I'm only 30 pages in, and I also found out there's only like 270 pages in this book. So it's definitely really small. I think I'm around the 7-hour mark left of like what I have left, but this book is so bad so far to me, guys. I'm being so blunt right now, and I hate being like really judgmental on books, but I'm not vibing with this at all. So I'm obviously gonna keep reading. 30 pages is not enough, so I'm gonna keep going, but that's where I'm at right now. Don't know if I'm friend or foe, but I guess I'll come to find when it's time. I thought it was gonna be up, but the timer is done. It's been 24 hours. I finished Normal People, and I don't even know what to say about this book. I was not a fan. I will just say that. I don't like coming on here and like slamming authors or slamming books, because like these authors still worked hard to write this book, and just because it wasn't for me, I still feel like I shouldn't like slam it online. But overall, I was not a fan of how there were no quotation marks. It made it very challenging for me to read. I honestly think that I read it like, can you literally hear the people above me? I feel like they've been doing this in every clip in this video. But yeah, I think that not having quotation marks honestly made me read like half the pace that I normally read at. So it took me really long to read that book, considering it was only like 270 pages. That just really slowed me down and made me not like the book. I personally hated that part of it that just didn't have quotation marks. I also just really didn't vibe with the characters. I did not like them together. I didn't like how they talked to each other. It was very like, it's like they talked in like codes to me. They hardly talked in full sentences, and it was just very, it was honestly just really confusing for me, and I didn't like it. I will say I did finish that book with like 45 minutes left on the timer, something like that, and I started 2 Twisted Crowns on my Kindle, which is the second book to One Dark Window, and I think I'm like 20% into that. My Kindle's over there charging because it died, or else I would check, but I think I'm like 20% into that. So we got through like 3 books, like 3.2 books, something like that. I don't know, a little over 3 books, which I'm honestly pretty proud about considering the last book really slowed me down. But yeah, I think I'm gonna rate Normal People around a 2.5 stars. It was just not for me. So that's gonna be the end of this video. I really hope that you guys enjoyed it. Comment down below if you've read any of the books that I read in today's video. Let me know if you enjoyed them. Let me know if you enjoyed Normal People. Maybe I'm just crazy. But I really love you guys so much. And I'm coming out with a couple days of my life, a few days after this video goes up, where I'll be talking about hitting 500 subscribers. I love you guys so much, and I'll talk more on it in that video. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.